Hopefully we're live. Let me just make sure that we're going live. Make sure this comes on before I hit anything. I'm not going to do what I did last time.
First, we offer overnight boarding.
Okay, I think we're live. There's a advertising.
But treated like a king or queen honey. Next, we have house sitting.
Hello, Chen Grill. Hello, Gail.
What's better than
Hi, everybody else that's in here. 20 already in here. That's good. Don't be shy. Say hi. Are you shopping, Gail? Errands. Hi, everybody tonight. And so this is going to be not that long, but I'll get out the important stuff. I've got a really busy day again tomorrow. And hi, Gretchen Blue. How are you? Hey, that rhymes. Hi. I'm going to be doing some members-only lives. If all goes as well planned, where you guys will be able to see some things that Gia, Michael, myself, my daughter, and stuff are doing. And it'll be fun. There'll be fun members' lives. And then Monday, I think, will be the second installment in that series we're doing. And I just want to clarify one thing, since I've been told, because I have my informants, that someone's going around trying to spread that a membership to Mommy Ramblings is a flat rate of $25. That is not true. Because I have my informants. Our memberships start at $1.99. I think we're one of the only channels that still has $1.99. Most start at $2.99. Some start at $4.99. Some start at $6.99. We still have $1.99 memberships. So if you want the facts, make sure you go to the source, which is here. Our memberships start at $1.99 a month, and we do member lives. Hi, Kay. How are you? So let's talk about some stuff that's going on. There's quite a few things that are going on. The husband that killed his wife, and then we have another husband that his wife was found in the forest, and he's disappeared with the kids. If you've heard about the New Hampshire case, which I don't know we're going to get into all of these today, but I'm just trying to tell you what's out there. There was a murder-suicide. The woman was on TikTok, and she spoke about her life and struggles and this and that, and ended up really horrifically killing everyone but a toddler and herself. Now, that poor toddler, right? What that toddler's life is going, I hope that toddler, I hope that they have a wonderful life. And herself. They're already starting with all of that on the, you know what I mean? It's just horrible. And then we have a 16-year-old in Arizona who killed a classmate right in the class. And of course, Emmanuel Haro, new and very disturbing details are emerging in that case. So we're going to talk about all of that. And then we'll do a word puzzle, then we'll go to bed because I have to be out of here at 8 o'clock in the morning with everyone. And so let's get started, right? All right. I think we're going to talk about that husband first. So let me just pull this up and we will get going. So let's get started, right? All right. I think we're going to talk about that husband first. Picture, please. Okay, get going. And I've been catching up on Donna Adelson, but we'll discuss more on that tomorrow. So the California husband who said he was missing his wife and offered his support, was arrested for her murder. On Wednesday, police charged Tyler McCain with the murder of a mother of four, Nikki McCain. Shasta County District Attorney Stephanie Bridget said the defendant's motive had been to keep his wife from testifying against him for domestic abuse. Nikki's body still has not been located. She vanished May 17th of 2024. The Reading Police Department said she last spoke to her family the same day before someone picked her up from a home in Reading near the Wind River Casino. Her truck was also reported missing, but it was later found. It was a 2002 Chevrolet Avalanche with a California license plate DP154UT. And it was found on May 25th, 2024 in western Tehama County. Her truck was also reported missing, but it was later Shasta County authorities later reclassified Nikki McCain's disappearance as a homicide. McCain has been arrested and charged on December 2nd, 2023 for false imprisonment, corporal injury to a spouse, assault with force, and criminal threats. On May 7th of 2024, he pled not guilty. And a little over a week later, Nikki vanished. The domestic violence charges were previously dropped when Nikki failed to show up to testify against him. An overwhelming smell of decomposition was found by law enforcement in the trunk of Nikki's truck, along with a blood-soaked sheet. An unidentified source was told by Tyler McCain that he killed his wife on May 18th during a domestic violence incident. To think her life was just worth so little to him that he felt entitled to kill her because he wanted to avoid a little bit of jail time is just disgusting, said Nikki's sister, Kay. She also said, "This is someone who has children, who is part of our family. It's unimaginable to think that someone we knew could not only be capable of something like this, but also be so cold about it. Clearly, we never knew him at all. The person we saw was just a facade." Since Nikki's body has not been found, the investigation remains open, and there is a reward from the SCSO of up to $30,000 if anyone has information on where Nikki McCain is. They are encouraged to contact the Major Crimes Unit by email at mcu@shastacounty.gov or call 530-245-6135. Up to $30,000 if anyone has information on where Nikki McCain is. They are encouraged Crazy, to the contact people, the Major problem-solving
Crimes Unit by
skills, and then we go to another case with another woman, crazy, the people, mother,
solving skills, and then we
and here, beautiful woman as well.
another case.
And this is also out in California. California mother has been found deceased after she vanished weeks ago. Her husband has fled the country with their 3 children. And that's according to the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department.
And this is also out in California.
Montrose Mountain Search and Rescue Team found Sheila Gutierrez, 33 years old, deceased at California Angeles National Forest last weekend. Gutierrez's husband, 36-year-old Josimar Cabrera, has had alleged past domestic abuse claims against him, and he's believed to have fled to Peru with their children. According to Gutierrez's mother, Helga Rosillo, Cabrera has a history of domestic abuse in Peru, and her daughter had planned to file charges against him before her disappearance. Sounds very familiar to the last case, right? Except this woman's body was found.
According to Gutierrez's mother,
She said that Cabrera hit her and mistreated her and even slapped the youngest grandchild, who is 3 years old. The grandmother said, "I called my daughter, but she didn't answer. I spoke to the husband on Sunday and he told me that immigration had taken my daughter. After her disappearance, Cabrera allegedly gave multiple accounts of Gutierrez's whereabouts. He reportedly said she may have been taken by ICE, she may have left with another man, she may have suffered an accident. According to a video, Cabrera can be seen on that video dragging something large, wrapped in greenish material outside the couple's home. The searchers found Gutierrez's body the next day wrapped in what appeared to be the same material that was seen in that video. On Tuesday, it is believed that Peruvian authorities detained Cabrera. Reportedly, Cabrera has been released pending official charges being filed and autopsies being performed and will hopefully be released shortly to determine Gutierrez's official cause of death. So, yep, two very similar cases, just terrible. Now we're going to talk about the 16-year-old boy. Being performed and will hopefully be released shortly to determine Gutierrez's official cause of death. So, yep, two very similar cases, just terrible. Chris Aguilar. Now we're going to talk about the 16-year-old boy. And we've got a media advisory on that one, so hold on a minute. Let me put this here. Two very similar cases. I just want to get Chris Aguilar. Now we're going to talk about the 16-year-old boy. And we've got a media advisory on that one, so hold on a minute. Let me put this here. I just want to get another, I just want to show you a quick image here. This is the suspect right there. I just want to get another, I just want to show you a quick image here. This is the suspect right there. Go back to this. Suspect in fatal stabbing identified. The suspect in this incident is identified as 16-year-old Chris Daniel Aguilar. The Phoenix Police Department continues to support the students, staff, and the entire community that has been impacted by this tragic event. The Phoenix Police Department continues to investigate yesterday's tragic incident at Maryvale High School that resulted in the death of a student. Late last night, homicide detectives made progress on their initial investigation by interviewing multiple witnesses and reviewing video. Detectives learned the victim's 16-year-old Michael Montoya II was attacked while in class by another male classmate who was armed with a folding pocket knife, believed to have been brought onto the campus. After the attack, the suspect ran out of the classroom and dropped the knife. He was seen by security staff bleeding from his hand and was placed into custody. Both Montoya and the suspect were taken to separate hospitals. Montoya died from his injuries while at the hospital. Detectives continue to ask anyone with any information or videos to submit those items to Phoenix Police through the provided QR code. You can also remain anonymous by providing information through Silent Witness at 480-WITNESS. The investigation remains active. Any additional information remains part of an ongoing investigation. Our thoughts remain with Montoya's family, friends, classmates, and the entire community. We continue to work with the district and school administration to support students, staff, and families. And that, here's some more, let's see here. They said here the officer was directed, a second student was located by officers suffering from multiple stab wounds. He was quickly treated on scene and rushed to the hospital where he died from his injuries. That was the second student, Montoya, who died. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. To the hospital where he died from his injuries. And then next, we have Emmanuel Haro. Oh, it's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Lots of disturbing information coming out there. And yesterday we told you about the parents' arrest. Well,
We have Emmanuel
the father
Haro. Oh, it's
has also been,
lots
there's
of
another
disturbing
child that
information coming out there. And yesterday we told you
he
about the
abused,
parents'
and that
arrest.
child
Well,
is now blind
the father
and only has 3% of her
also
brain
been-
capacity. She was allegedly adopted by, I believe it was
There's
another
another
family
child
member,
that
and he was supposed to serve, I believe, 180 days for that, and he ended up not
and only
not
has 3%
having
of
the
her brain
DA
capacity. She was allegedly adopted
really
by
mess things up there because he shouldn't have been out, and he was able to hurt Emmanuel because a great deal of blood was found in the house. Emmanuel is no longer believed to be alive. Apparently, the father was shopping for a Sawzall at some
He was able to hurt Emmanuel.
store in
A great deal of blood was found in
where
the
the store
house.
was.
Emmanuel is no longer believed to be alive. Apparently, the
think it
father
was
was
in,
shopping for a Sawzall at some
somewhere in San Bernardino. It was a story. He was looking for a Sawzall after the baby had gone missing. The mother's story didn't add up. The baby hadn't been seen, as I said, for way longer than when she said the baby was kidnapped outside of that store. Apparently, also, she had the black eye way before that incident.
way longer than
Lots of craziness. Let's see. And then the father's sister who made a video. Remember, I told you about that in the beginning? And then she took it down. She was speaking about the baby in the past tense. She allegedly lived with them, as well as the grandmother that was talking and saying that there was no foul play, etc. So I've heard now that there's raids on other homes. I don't know. We've got to see what's going on here.
She allegedly lived with them, as well as the grandmother that was talking and saying that there was no foul play, etc.
They are in.
I've heard now that there's raids on other homes.
So according to state records, Jake Haro was convicted in June of 2023 of willful child cruelty for an incident involving another child in the nearby town of Hemet. He was due to appear in court on September 2nd for arraignment on allegations he violated the terms of his probation. The charges stem from an incident which Haro told police that he had been giving a baby girl a bath in a kitchen sink, and he said during the bath he accidentally dropped her into the sink. Doctors' reports said the girl's injuries did not fit that narrative. Vincent Hughes, who is representing Haro in the 2023 child cruelty case, said that incident had nothing to do with Emmanuel. He said, and I quote, "Jake has a criminal past. We're not running from that. But the facts of this case are a lot different than the facts of this case. Of that case are a lot different than the facts of this case. And one crime doesn't mean that you've committed every other crime known to man, especially to take your own child." The attorney also told media that Haro and his wife just want their son back. Of course, this is before they are saying they've presumed the son dead, right?
Committed every other crime known to man, especially to take your own child. The attorney also told
On Friday, August 22nd, the San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies arrested Jake and Rebecca Haro. Now, Jake's 32, Rebecca's 41, at their Southern California home. The boy's mother initially told authorities that 7-month-old Emmanuel had been kidnapped, but they just saw big inconsistencies with her story. Jake's 32, Rebecca's 41, at their Southern California home. The boy's mother initially told authorities that 7-month-old Emmanuel had been kidnapped, but they just saw big inconsistencies with her story. Jake's 32, Rebecca's 41, at their Southern California home. The boy's mother initially told authorities that 7-month-old Emmanuel. Police found substantial amounts of blood inside the home of Emmanuel Haro. Okay.
Police found substantial amounts
And the
of
family
blood
hasn't seen him
inside the
for
home
a
of
month, the
Emmanuel
baby.
Haro.
They also had been removing some floorboards from inside the house that had potentially blood on them. And they advised the media that they have found a
And the family
substantial
hasn't
amount of
seen
blood
him
in the
for a
residence,
month,
and they
the baby.
suspect the child is not alive.
They also had been removing some floorboards from inside the house that had potentially blood on them. And they advised the media that they have found a substantial amount of blood in the residence, and they suspect the child is not alive.
There's a lot more coming out.
Floorboards from inside the house that had potentially blood on
Talks
them.
of some are saying that there was another baby that died in the house, a brother.
There's a lot more coming
I don't have
out,
all the confirmation on that, so I'm not going to put any that out there
talks
yet
of,
or
some
anything
are
like
saying
that
that
until
there
there
was
is.
another baby that died in the
But there
house,
are
a
very
brother,
disturbing things,
um,
especially with that other child.
there's a lot more
I
coming
don't have
out,
all the confirmation on that, so I'm not going to put any that out there yet or anything like that until there is. But there are very disturbing things, especially with that other child. We will, let me see what you guys are saying. Hi, Super Chat Cat. Oh no, there you go, removing flooring, yeah. There's double speech? Oh no, hold on a minute. We will, let me see what you guys are saying. Sorry about that. Sorry, there was another video of mine playing. I'm so sorry. Yes, promise. Exactly, Denise. And she's in very, very bad shape. She's blind and only has a 3% of her brain capacity. And he said it's because he was bathing her and he dropped her in a sink, though the injuries did not fit the injuries the child had. Was that the entire time? Hold on, let me just see. Image here. Oh shoot, I can't. Hold on, I have no volume, that's why. Hold on.
suspect right
Let's go
there.
back to this.
Stick?
Oh, was it the entire time? Oh my goodness. It was. Okay, I probably should do the whole live over then, right? Nobody said anything in the very beginning. So when I was talking here, saying hello to Gretchen, when did it start? Oh, Gretchen sang there. Oh, okay. Next time, please, 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 if it's doing something like that that's going to make the video unusable, please, please try to call me or ask Scooter, or if you can't, don't have my number or something. Please, because I'm going to have to do this all over again. Yeah, but you've got to call me because I'm on different screens. I guess I should just start a whole new live. How could he have got such a short sentence for... I don't know. What I'm hearing is that, like, the DA, I don't know, botched this stuff. I have no idea. All right, I'm just going to go over from the beginning, and then I will put something in the video to start it at a certain point. I can't have something like that. All right, let's go back to the beginning. Okay. The first story was the husband, right? That husband. 1 second. So, Nikki McCain's husband. Tyler McCain. Okay, so Nikki McCain, her body still has not been found. This is Nikki McCain. And on Wednesday, August 20th, Tyler McCain was arrested for the murder of his wife, Nikki McCain. She was 39. She vanished from Redding, California in May of 2024. And her sister, Kay Ford, said that Nikki last communicated with her sisters on the evening of May 17th, and that was via text. On May 22nd, after the sisters hadn't heard from their sister Nikki for several days, they reported her missing to the Redding Police Department. 2 days later, the case was transferred to the Shasta County Sheriff's Office. Nikki had been due to appear in court for a settlement conference on June 3rd of 2024. Her husband, Tyler McCain, was facing 4 felony charges stemming from an alleged domestic violence incident against Nikki that occurred in December of 2023. He pled not guilty to the charges. And Nikki vanished before she could appear in court. On July 5th, 2024, the charges against Tyler McCain were dismissed because Nikki didn't attend court. In a press conference on March 10th of 2025, Tyler spoke out for the first time. He said, "I'm just here in support so that anything that I can do, I want to do that," when his family was looking for their daughter's sister. Days later, on March 14th, 2025, the Shasta County Sheriff's Office shared a press release on Facebook stating that Nikki's case was now being investigated as a homicide, and that is because they found her truck. They found a strong smell of decomposition in her truck. They found a bloody sheet, and they found all of that information, all of that evidence there, right? So they have never found Nikki. She wasn't using any of her, anything that would say she was in a different place. And so they executed that search warrant at Nikki and Tyler's residence. On Wednesday, August 20th, Shasta County Sheriff's Office held a press conference to announce an arrest in the case. Detectives recently obtained a murder arrest warrant for Tyler McCain, and at 10:15 a.m., Tyler McCain was arrested, Sheriff Michael L. Johnson said. He was ultimately booked into the Shasta County Jail, no bail for the murder of his wife, Nikki. At the press conference, Sheriff Johnson shared some details of the officers' investigations after Nikki was reported missing on May 22nd of 2024. A day after taking the case, detectives served a search warrant on Nikki and Tyler's residence, and various items of evidentiary value were seized. Nikki's Chevy Avalanche was found May 25th, 2024, off Highway 26 near the border of Shasta and Tehama counties. Detectives and crime scene investigators processed the vehicle, and they located physical evidence which indicated foul play. And that was that heavy smell of decomposition, that bloody sheet in the back of the truck. And based on the evidence that was gathered, interviews with the family. No one has seen Nikki or heard from Nikki since her disappearance. Detectives have determined that Nikki is the victim of a homicide. And they further concluded that Nikki's husband, Tyler McCain, is responsible for Nikki's death and disappearance. These cases are layered, meticulous. They require months of investigation, hundreds and hundreds of personnel hours, not just from investigators, but from law enforcement, boots on the ground from support services, from forensic evidence, all across the board. Very labor intensive. It's crucial that all the evidence is collected, it's preserved, it's processed. Nikki's body has not been found, and finding her remains a priority for the sheriff's office. So there is a $30,000 reward in this case, and if you have any information, call 530-245-6135. And two of Nikki's sisters, Chloe and Kay, said, "We're still fighting for justice to be fully served, for my sister's memory to be honored, and for the healing of our family and community." And please remember, she is a mother of 4. Okay? And then we talked about a similar case. Which this mother, hang on a minute. Was found in a forest, and husband has taken off to Peru with their children. He was seen in a video dragging a very large item wrapped in a tarp, and when her body was discovered, it was wrapped in that same tarp that is shown in the video. Again, this was a domestic violence incident, and let me get that information for you here. The California mom, Sheila Gutierrez, 33, was found by the Montrose Mountain Search and Rescue Team. She was deceased when she was found in California Angeles National Forest last weekend. Her husband, Josimar Cabrera, has an alleged past domestic abuse claims against him. He's believed to have fled to Peru with their children. According to Gutierrez's mother, Cabrera has a history of domestic abuse in Peru, and her daughter had planned to file charges against him before her disappearance, kind of similar to that other case, right? She said that Cabrera hit her daughter and mistreated her and even slapped her youngest grandchild, who is 3 years old. "I called my daughter, but she didn't answer. I spoke to her husband on Sunday, and he told me that immigration had taken my daughter." Well, he started to tell several stories. He said that allegedly ICE had taken her. Then he said she had left with another man. Then he said she suffered an accident, according to Gutierrez's sister. But Cabrera can be seen on a video dragging something large wrapped in a greenish material outside the couple's home. The searchers found Gutierrez's body wrapped in that greenish material that was seen in the video. On Tuesday, it's believed that Peruvian authorities detained Cabrera, and reportedly Cabrera has been released pending official charges being filed and autopsies being performed, and will hopefully be released shortly to determine Gutierrez's official cause of death. So that was that, and then we went to the student in Arizona. Okay. A folding pocket knife that was used to stab another student. Then the 16-year-old dropped the knife and was trying to run away, and he was caught by officials. He had a bleeding hand. He was brought to one hospital. The student he stabbed was brought to another. The student that he stabbed did not make it. And let me get the... Okay. Michael Montoya was killed. And it was in the Maryvale High School. Hold on one second. I'm just trying to get the suspect here. Sorry for having to do this again, but I don't like what things are not right here. So this happened in Phoenix. That's the suspect. Again, he had a folding pocket knife, and he stabbed another student. According to a statement released by the Phoenix police, a Phoenix police officer who was working as a school safety officer for Maryville High School was alerted by school staff members around 10:54 a.m. that an assault had happened inside a classroom. The officer was directed to the administration building, where he detained one of the students. A second student was located by officers and firefighters suffering from multiple stab wounds. He was quickly treated on scene and rushed to the hospital, where he died from his injuries. On August 20th, police identified the victim as 16-year-old Michael Montoya II. On August 21st, Phoenix police identified the suspect as 16-year-old Chris Daniel Aguilar. Court documents related to the case, Aguilar is accused of second-degree murder. According to investigators, one post made on social media stated that Aguilar and Montoya met up on August 18th for a deal, and Montoya allegedly robbed Aguilar of a firearm. The defendant was mad about the robbery and made statements that he was going to murder the victim. Investigators stated that there were multiple witnesses to the stabbing, including two teachers. One of the witnesses said on the day of the incident, Aguilar moved seats and sat next to Montoya. The defendant punched the victim multiple times, and then he produced a pocket knife from the side of his pants. The witness observed the defendant stabbed the victim 3 times. Police say the knife was later collected by school security and placed in the school principal's office. The knife was described as a 4-inch folding knife with Aguilar's name etched into the handle. Following Aguilar's arrest, court documents state he was taken to the Phoenix Police Headquarters. He was advised his Miranda rights. Aguilar requested that his parents be present during the interview. With the parents present, the defendant stated he did not want to speak with investigators and requested an attorney. County attorney weighed in on the situation. Rachel Mitchell, on why the suspect is not facing first-degree murder charges for premeditation. She said that's what was submitted to our office, second-degree murder, but we always keep an eye open for that. The things you point out are absolutely factors that we would look at, but you have to look at premeditated to do what? To attack or to kill. So those are other factors we will look at, but nothing is off the table. A judge has set the cash-only bond for $500,000, and he's scheduled to have a preliminary hearing in court on August 28th. Okay, now we did that, and we were on to Emmanuel Haro, right? I want to... and to... Let me just see here if okay, yep. Let me on Emmanuel Haro. And there was many disturbing details that were released, that there was a substantial amount of blood found in his home. Floorboards were removed. I've also seen that his father was apparently shopping for a Sawzall. at one point. The baby had not been seen for a month. The aunt and the grandmother allegedly lived in the same home. They both vouched that nothing was wrong with the baby. So what's going on with that? There was a prior incident that he was charged. He had a infant, and he said he was giving that infant a bath. Her name was Promise, as Denise said, and he says he dropped her in the sink. The child is blind now and only has 3% of brain activity. She's been adopted and taken care of by, I believe it's another family member. I've also heard that there may have been another son. I don't know if he was an infant at the time. That may have been something happened to him in that house. I'm not sure. There's a lot of things circulating out there. The parents have been arrested. The story didn't add up. The baby was missing for far longer. The mother had the black eye way longer than the day she said she got it. I think we all knew there were inconsistencies and everything. So now waiting on more stuff coming out. There's a lot of rumors flying. Other people's homes being raided, all kinds of stuff like that. And I hope that now is better for everybody. Let me see. Is that better? Hi, Susie. It did. The echo stopped. Okay, good. And I tried to do all the stories over. I'm exhausted, so I'm going to do word cookies, but I didn't want it to be horrible. And then as soon as the video loads, I can put where they should start the video from to not have the echo. And I'm sorry about that, and I will do better. Hi, 61. And I think I also talked about that murder-suicide in New Hampshire with that mother who killed everyone, including herself, except for a 3-year-old child. And I said, what, that poor child, it starts life with now, all of that on an already, it's hard life. Let's hope that they can overcome this. It's so terrible. Hi, Susie. I don't know if you're the Susie that I know, or are you with Linda? What is this last word here? What is it? Murder of crows? Hi, murder of crows. What is it? Snides. Didn't I try that? Yeah, I tried it. Didn't work. Let me see. I think I tried Indies, didn't I? Yep. Didn't work. No, there's not 3 S's. Got to do this. I'm exhausted, guys, and I've got to be out of here by 8 o'clock in the morning, and I have a full day. I may not be home until 12 o'clock at night. I don't even know what time I want to get home. I got to get some rest. I have to get some rest. There we go. Okay, good night, guys. Love you. See you tomorrow. Everybody have a good night. Good night. Good night, good night, good night. Love you.